when someone gets on a national platform like that and it's said where everyone, that's not really good for business. I don't see how anybody would be able to continue to do business with someone after those kind of accusations are made. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I guess now he's gonna have to regulate that. Like, I know just from my personal experience how bad that is for business. And for defamation, when you go into court, you have to prove that you lost money, and whatever money you lost based on what that person said, if you can prove it to be untrue, then they're responsible for that. So just to me, to forget about popular opinion, just for business, I feel like, I'd be surprised if that's not regulated in some legal way, and if not, then that's going to make me really curious. Now, the things that she's saying, the thing about her is, like, sometimes there's a lot of truth to what she's saying based on my personal experience. I'm not going to say she's completely accurate all the time, but some of the things she said were things that I was actually thinking, but I was like, I could never say that because people would say I'm hating. But I know for a fact that, the thing she said, like the thing that the thing they all have in common is, R. Kelly and Puff and the Weinstein and Epstein. I know that my personal experience with the Weinstein, that I walked away. And, I did pay in full with them. And because it ain't like I have to see somebody doing something so extreme and dark that, that's what I wait to walk away. There's small indicators, like if you're robbing people or you're talking to people bad, I don't want to be a part of that, so I'm not working with you. But, so I walked away from Weinstein, and then homie did do business with him. When it came down to R. Kelly, there was a conversation had about the moralness, like it's morally wrong to do a project with someone that we know raped my girl or raped anybody for that matter. So I do know that conversation was had, and I was really surprised that he moved forward with that relationship. I don't know Epstein, so I never had the chance to walk away from him.
So what y'all are hearing right here is Dame Dash in a new interview right here. And you just heard that he said Jay did work with people he knew were morally corrupt, right? Morally corrupt. He named the Weinsteins, and then he named R. Kelly, who he proceeded to say, R-worded Aaliyah. And this interview's deep right here. We're going to get into this full interview right here, but man, this interview right here is being called one of Dame Dash's best interviews this year, and it's almost, he's been talking in these type of form of interviews for like the last 3 or 4 weeks, but this one right here is really starting to get some traction now because he told Jay-Z basically in this video that him and Beyonce, that they need to sue Jaguar Wright after the interview she had on, I feel it was Piers Morgan. And we'll get into that one in a minute. But Jaguar Wright has been talking for a long time and making accusations. And I mean, for years, she's never got sued. And it's always been a question, like, how is this lady making all, if she don't have no truth or they can't back it, why are they not, usually when you get on publications, they'll send cease and desist, anything, or they'll strike the channel. But these things have been setting up here for a long time now. We did the video about Pimp C last night and Jay-Z's hand in it. And you guys can go back and check that video. We just did it last night. Got some real insight inside that one. But, Jay-Z's back in the news. You can just type in Jay-Z news in Google. And, with the downfall of Diddy, all that publication is picking up on the Jay-Z factor now, right? It's like we're about to see a landslide of some of these famous entertainers, come out in this A-list, right? A-list celebrities at P. Diddy's. So, first one here, first thing that pops up, Foxy Brown addresses Jay-Z relationship rumors. And she just went to Instagram and she just typed in that she ain't going against Jay-Z. But the fact remains that Jay-Z still was dating her at an underaged type of age right there. So we just heard Dame Dash say what he said right there, right? That morally corrupt, the whole nine. So this is the interview though that's got everybody talking about Jaguar, right? Too.
So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Damn.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere. Forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
Cruelty-free artistry.
Right. There's been a lot of.
She on top of Jay-Z's head right there, and this right here is getting this is mainstream media right here. Everybody, big business, right? Big business like Jay-Z, they catch wind of this type of shit. This is not a good look though by any means. Even if the shit ain't true at all right here. This is you don't want to be associated with this kind of press. But I mean Hollywood, right? They say any kind of press is good press. It keeps you relevant. But this is the dirt of the dirt right here. And I mean, this is only up 5 days ago, right? So 5 days. How many views? Over 500,000, almost 600,000 people have seen this shit right here. So 600,000 people, they running with the thought and the notion that Jay-Z is worse than Sean Diddy Combs, right?
Rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music, and that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met.
God damn.
A lot of people are
one of the most dangerous people she's ever met right here. This is the American. Remember, Jay-Z's the American gangster, right? I mean, we've listened to Jay-Z since he came. I know I have. I remember when Jay-Z came out. I remember when he was beefing with Tupac. I remember all that shit. And Jay-Z's always had that, you know what I mean? Like that in the dark type of gangster, like real. And I don't mean like the West Coast gangster feel that we know of as gangster. Like I mean like Chicago, like big boss type of gangster, right? And that is a real, the way that he's been moving for a long time, if he's been moving under the radar and shit like that, that's why she's saying that he's like the worst person I ever motherfucking met, though. That's crazy how she hit him with that one, though.
questioning. Well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil.
The devil?
Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years.
30 years.
He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange.
Damn.
He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have
Damn, she just said a whole lot in that piece right there. Let me hear that one more
precious
time.
jewels.
Hold up.
To keep the culture, to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to...
to keep the culture in line. And we know Jay-Z, he's in charge. He in charge of who get on at the Super Bowl. He in charge of, you know what I mean? Like he's on the top. Like he's surely on the top of it right there. That shit right there is the industry. The industry is a business, and it's trying to make more money. So what is it trying to do? Keep more people with influence right in front of you that they can control and have the narrative to the story that they push out to the masses.
So the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous, and everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job.
Selected for this job right there. Selected for this job. So if he was selected, he was surely fired now, right? We seen the downfall. We seen the downfall of Diddy. Now it's looking like we about to see the downfall of Jay-Z and a bunch of other people too as weeks and months come as this case progresses. And you think about it, they've got over 120 fucking people with lawsuits against Diddy. Just think about how much money he's losing every day to have to respond to that. And now they got the 1-800 number, right? So imagine how many people done hit up this 1-800 number. Now they got to sift through all that, but it's like mining for gold doing that 1-800 number. You know, you get a lot of bullshit and push it back into the water, but you're going to find some pieces of gold somewhere in all that shit. You're going to find some gold in there, and they're going to find some gold on motherfucking Diddy. So it's nonstop. Diddy coffin, we just watching him get buried now, right? He's already in the coffin. They done nailed that thing closed. It's just a matter of how deep do they bury it, right? And now Jay-Z looks like he may be up next. And here is Dame Dash. We know Dame Dash was one of the closest people to Jay-Z and Jay-Z's entire career, right? We know the animosity they done had with each other lately too. They've had the issue with, you know, Dame's percentage of reasonable doubt and him not wanting Dame to be able to sell it. We know Jay-Z is a spiteful businessman though, right? He's real, but he and Beyonce are the elite though, right? That is the elite couple right there. And you think about it, if that couple can be that elite and have that much influence over so many people right there, they've got so much power, and that's not by chance. The industry has selected who that person is way up here. For whatever ways they rose in ranks, is it through genuine cutthroatness? I would say, yeah. I would say that these motherfuckers cut a lot of throats. They don't give a fuck who they step on. It's all about what they can get. And they've been promised something that's, you know what I mean, that's clearly got them at the top. You know what I mean? They've made a trade-off somewhere. But Dame Dash goes in on this interview right here. And, you know, it's a lengthy interview, so, I mean, y'all can get y'all's popcorn, whatever y'all want to do. But we're going to go through this right here, and we're going to do like we always do. We're going to talk about it down in the comments. And before we do all that, make sure you show some love. Hit the like button right here. We're gonna dive deep into this. I want to know what y'all think in the comments. You know, this ain't just me, but I want to open y'all's eyes. And Dame Dash did a great job in this interview right here. And this is like real recent, right? 1 day ago. This is fresh right here. So we're going to get into that. And without further ado,
download or subscribe to American New Network on YouTube, and also go to American New on your app store.
So this is his American New. This is his channel right here. Okay.
Subscribing to YouTube, and you can see more of what
I'm in there.
I'm doing.
You got my
also,
subscription.
Anybody that wants to sponsor, this is a business, and if you want to do that, get in touch with us as well. And, you know, this is something that we're going to be doing for a while. I'm trying to drive traffic to my network that I own. And, you know, I'm proud of my work. So I'm going to stand 10 toes down and fight for it.
So my first question to you is, well, you spent a considerable amount of time with Jay and known to know him well. Do you think there's any possibility that he's involved in the whole Diddy scandal?
Straight to it.
So, the fact that he's just in a lot of pictures and he's over there a lot, objectively, you kind of have to wonder. It's kind of hard not to. You know, like for me, it's a little different because, you know, I once knew him, not in about, 20 years. And I know Puff. So it's like the stuff that I'm hearing, like even the stuff that's already been admitted, like, the pause, the freak off parties. It's like shocking to me, the reality of that was going on and I didn't know. So right in this moment, like almost anything is possible. Like I would hear certain rumors and they were just too far-fetched to me. But the accusations that are being made.
So he would hear rumors. He just thought they were too far-fetched, though. He been hearing these motherfuckers. It's been talked, though. People talk. The industry talks. People in the industry know. You know what I mean? This is they know. A lot of people bat their heads to it. It becomes normal to them, right? But they know.
There's beyond the stuff that I was even hearing about. So.
Oh shit! Yeah, let me turn that shit off. My fault. So I had a call coming in. My fault.
And I would hope that he doesn't and was not involved in any of these things, just regardless to whether they were illegal or not, just morally, it would be shocking to me, and I'm sure to the rest of the world.
Hell yeah.
If he gets caught up in that. But the way they're painting this picture on TikTok and virally, and
they on his ass right now,
that are being said often, it's hard not to trigger suspicion.
Yeah, hey, they on Jay-Z's ass right now. If I'm doing a video on this shit my motherfucking self, I mean, damn. Hey, the internet is undefeated, and this snowball, the snowball for Jay-Z is starting, though. You know what I mean? It's preparing us. It's preparing us for what's going to come down the road. They saying he's worse than Diddy, so they done let these people get this high in power right here, do all this shit right here, and then they just pulled the rug up under him. Now Dame Dash is a real one, though. He done took his losses like a real boss, though, and always bounced back, though. Dame Dash is always, we've never seen Dame Dash. He's had longevity. If longevity was a person, it's Dame Dash, right? If longevity is a person, it's surely Dame Dash. Probably one of the best businessmen, to come through. Some people would argue that, right? They would say that, he ran through all those millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? And he ain't like super multi-millionaire now, but life works in some funny ways right there. You live and you learn, but he's always, as we see, we're watching his new network, right? American New Network. He's always innovative. He's always been one of the best businessmen in the game to me, if you ask me.
Natural.
So, what are your thoughts on Jaguar Wright being mentioned all over national news?
Well, again, like for a long time, or at least I would say like the last couple of months or year, at least a year, I've been seeing on social media and TikTok, like bodyguards and, Jaguar and different people saying extreme things. But, it just seemed like it was just at social media. But when it goes to a national outlet like that and pop culture, number one, I think about it as a businessman from like my perspective. I'm like, I know how many people and how many deals that I didn't do because of people being afraid of what has been said in the newspaper. Whether it's true or not, people just don't like any exposure when it comes to big business. Because most of the time it's not that person's money and they can't mess it up. They might get fired. So you play it safe. When someone gets on a national platform like that and it's said where everyone, that's not really good for business. I don't see how anybody would be able to continue to do business with someone after those kind of accusations are made. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I guess now he's gonna have to regulate that. Like,
So regulated means he's got a sewer though, and he's talking about this interview once again that we just watched with Jaguar Wright.
Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters.
Monsters, she said.
And the victim making machine kept going on.
So he's saying, you know, now that she's getting vocal about this right here, and these allegations are getting out there. The only thing that Jay-Z has right now to do is regulate that, which means sue. In Hollywood world, that means the sue.
I know just what my personal experience, how bad that is for business. And for defamation, when you go into court, you have to prove that you lost money, and whatever money you lost based on what that person said, if you could prove it to be untrue, then they're responsible for that. So just to me, to forget about popular opinion, just for business, I feel like, you know, I'd be surprised if that's not regulated in some legal way, and if not, then that's going to make me really curious. Now, the things that she's saying, you know, the thing about her is, like, sometimes there's a lot of truth to what she's saying based on my personal experience. I'm not going to.
So from his personal experience, what she's saying though, and we can just look up Jaguar Wright, and we can just look at the titles of these videos, right? Reveals why Oprah left country after Diddy's arrest. Leaks Diddy's freak off tape with LeBron James. I mean, this shit sound like one of them magazines you read at the grocery store while you waiting for checkout right here. You know what I mean? But Truth and Consequences, Diddy's sex crimes. You know what I mean? Look at all this stuff. Suge Knight team up to expose Snoop Dogg as a gatekeeper. All the people that we know in the industry and entertainment, right? She's naming off the biggest of the bigs, right? Kanye, you know what I mean? So we just heard Dame Dash right there, though, that he's saying from his experience, what she's saying, some of it is right.
The things that she's saying, you know, the thing about her is, like, sometimes there's a lot of truth to what she's saying based on my personal experience. I'm not going to say she's completely accurate all the time, but some of the things she said were things that I was actually thinking, but I was like, I could never say that because people would say I'm hating. But I know for a fact that, you know, the thing she said, like the thing that the thing they all have in common is, you know, R. Kelly and Puff and the Weinstein and Epstein. I know that my personal experience with the Weinstein, that I walked away. And, you know, I did pay in full with them. And because it ain't like I have to see somebody doing something so extreme and dark that, you know, that's what I wait to walk away. There's small indicators, like if you're robbing people or you're talking to people bad, I don't want to be a part of that, so I'm not working with you. But, so I walked away from Weinstein, and then homie did do business with him. When it came to...
So he's saying Jay-Z did business with people that he knew were morally incorrupt right there, though, that he knew that people were foul, though he did business with them. Now you're going to talk about him and R. Kelly, because we remember R. Kelly and Jay-Z had that best of both worlds, right? And that's around the time that I feel like the fallout between Jay-Z, Dame Dash, Rockefeller, that whole nine. And, you know, that album flopped, though. That best of both worlds, that album flopped right there.
To R. Kelly, there was a conversation had about the moralness. Like, it's morally wrong to do a project with someone that we know raped my girl or raped anybody for that matter. So I do know that conversation was had, and I was really surprised that he moved forward with that relationship.
So he said Jay-Z, even knowing that once again, that the R word, right? That he R worded Aaliyah, because that was his girl at one point in time, R.I.P. Aaliyah, right? That he had that conversation with Jay, and Jay still went along with it. So I'll let you know, money is the motive, right? Money, right? If money, that's what it talks about. That's all. if it mattered so much to Jay-Z about the morale of the issue, he wouldn't have worried about the money. But what he was after was how much more money can he make. This is gonna make more money, right? That's how I take it though. Chat, y'all let me know how you take it though.
No Epstein, so I never had the chance to walk away from him. But I do know that when that project did come out, I didn't want any part of that project. I didn't want any of the money to go to Rockefeller or me when it came to Rockefeller. It was around the time that Jay was trying to kind of separate himself from us. And he was saying that he didn't want to be a part anymore. And we resolved that issue with, look, if you want, because he wanted me to dilute and he wanted Biggs to dilute. And I wasn't diluting because I know what I mean and what I do for business. And Biggs was ready to dilute, but our OG, Deuce, from St. Croix, kind of stepped in and was like, that's not right. And that's how we resolved it. The way we resolved it was, yo, you keep all the money from that project. I don't want no parts of it. The best of both worlds. So again, I mean, that is true. But, I just think that, I think homie has to answer some questions right now.
And we know homie is Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z need to answer these questions now, right? You're getting all these accusations. You need to make a statement. I'm sure they're gonna come out with one right here. But we've been seeing, we already know what time it is, right? Jay-Z done got his hand in this shit right here. Beyonce got to have her hand in some shit too. This is gonna be a crazy, crazy downfall when that time does come and the light really is shined on the darkness.
But I just think that I think homie has to answer some questions right now. But if he doesn't, it just, again, it's going to make people ask more questions.
Facts.
And me, as a person that knew him, I'm very curious to know the stuff that they say about Aaliyah. I mean, I'm human. And when I look at things, like, again, a lot of things are weird right now. So I'm reflecting a lot.
Dame Dash can't imagine it because Dame Dash, they parted ways around the time that Jay-Z embarked on going on his own single way. He said he don't know him it's been 20 years since he's known Jay-Z. Since he had a real working relationship, it's been 20 years. That's 2 decades right there. So you know how much a person will change and all the things, especially now that Jay-Z's on top right now. Like Jay-Z is on top right now, right? So for him, he's got to process this shit like, damn, is this really the person that I knew the whole time, that was right there next to me the whole time doing all this foul, sick shit too? Because, Dame is, in watching this interview, he's very calm and collected, right? He's not overly animated. I think Dame is being about probably like 90, 91, 92%, 100%, and not putting stuff out there that he shouldn't be putting out there. So, I believe him when he's sitting here thinking that he really got to think about, like, damn, he's taken back by this shit though. He's like, damn.
So I'm like, well, homie might, he was salty a little bit because he was trying to get at Aaliyah and I was trying to get at her. But, and I know that there are people that benefited from her death.
That's crazy.
But for me, when I hear these conspiracies, I'm like, how could, he was salty a little bit because he was.
So yeah, he said Jay-Z was salty because they were both trying to get at Aaliyah, and Aaliyah chose Dash, right? They had their little relationship right there. But listen to the rest of the shit.
And I was trying to get at her. But and I know that there are people that benefited from her death.
That benefited from Aaliyah's death. Now, who benefited from Aaliyah's death, right? Dame Dash know more about that than Dame Dash know there's some real fuckery going on behind the scenes. And now I think he's heard it over all these years, right? Now now it's starting to really make sense though. You know, before in the beginning of the interview, he said he's been hearing these rumors all the time. They've been so outlandish though. You know, he couldn't believe them. But now, you know, I mean, this is the year, right? 2024. We kicked the door open with Cat Williams, right? Here comes the snowball effect for all of them now, though, right? We getting closer and closer to the end.
But for me, when I hear these conspiracies, I'm like, how could they be that powerful that they could get a plane or someone to crash a plane? Like, then they just be I don't want to say I'm underestimating people, but I don't give people like that. That's like, yo, that's the most illest gangster shit. Some Pablo Escobar. You could actually get a plane to crash, and then, you know, I hear a lot of rumors about me, like I sacrificed her and some dumb shit like that. You know, all those things. It's hard to, like, I don't want to believe that, but it does make me think it through, you know? So again, in this moment, just because there's so much gray area on a legal level, not what I'm suspecting, but like, you know.
So he said on the legal level, so the shit that they could prove, right? They've done such a good job of hiding and doing all that shit right there. There really ain't. But what his suspicion, though, is higher on the ends of his suspicions, though, for Jay-Z, right? For his involvement, for the shit he's been doing, the whole nine. The suspicion outweighs the real tangible proof.
This shit is now real. Or if it isn't real, people are going to have to prove that it's not real. And it's a moment where I'm curious. But if any of that is true, I have to talk to a therapist, because I don't know what I don't even know. I can't even like, I don't even want to go down that kind of a rabbit hole. It's just too crazy to think that me as a regular dude was in something that was just, you know, so dark, evil, and so strong, and Paul's powerful.
Hey, I fuck with Dame Dash, but I think he knew what time that industry was. He knew what time it was, and it's a good thing that, you know, God directed his life the way he directed his life at the time that he did direct his life right there. But, you know, that industry is powerful, all right there. These are the celebrity making machines, right? Think about how much control and power and money and shit is being made behind the entertainment industry. I mean, that's one of the biggest industries to be in right there. And Dame knows what time it is. He knows what time it is.
I don't even know. I can't even like, I don't even want to go down that kind of a rabbit hole. It's just too crazy to think that me as a regular dude was in something that was just, you know, so dark, evil, and so strong.
Dark,
and Paul's
evil,
powerful. That shit like this could even be almost a reality. Like I'm here. Like, why am so yeah, it's kind of ill, you know, to see the things that affected your life in such a big way, for people to have different variations of what may have happened for someone that I love so much. Like, what would I do if I find out that somebody actually intentionally did that? I really don't know.
He talking about Aaliyah. When he find out, when it all comes out to show that there really was, you know, come on now, she go out to the whole plane go down like that, like, yeah, he turned down Jay-Z. We seen the shit with Pimp C, how he felt with you know, not wanting to do the verse for Jay-Z because Jay-Z being friends with Biggie and shit. Like, you know, Jay-Z seems to come off like a real spiteful motherfucker, though, right? And then he's a businessman, so he's about every dollar he can get maximizing in the return on that motherfucking money. And, you know, it's got to be a mind fuck for Dame Dash, though, right? It's got to be, because now, you know, we just sitting at this point where we seeing all the greats fall from the sky, though, right? We just watching them. We watching the downfall over and over and over again of some of the most prominent people in the industry. It's crazy.
It's definitely a weird, you know, it's like, I know that this isn't a regular circumstance, and I try to keep things in perspective. But yeah, like when a dude that really cared about someone hears any story, of course they gonna think it through, and especially like a person like myself who thinks in boss in general and in war. Yeah, I don't know.
So during the whole law firm's press conference, they revealed that Diddy allegedly drugged people, and this is including minors, with horse tranquilizers, leaving them unconscious until the next day, and often they were saying felt soreness in their private areas.
Hell no.
What's your take on this?
When I heard that, pause. My mind was like blown.
Pause, he said.
So, you know, again, you think of things on different levels. So one level is that shit can't be true. He couldn't be that dark. That's bananas. Pause. Like, it's just too dark. And you think, well, damn, 120 people is a lot of people.
The hell yeah, it is. 120.
But even if 1% of that is right, it's crazy, unforgivable. And then I'm thinking, well, shit, that lawyer, you know, he has a pretty solid history, and it would be pretty embarrassing for them to expose themselves in that way and be wrong. And then I'm looking at, they got the number
The
while they
1-800
were doing the press
number.
conference, and I'm like, yo, this is
Wow.
crazy.
Hell yeah, it is.
So to me, I'm like, if it's not true, then they just put a hit on him, because there's nowhere that he can be where messing with little children is tolerated on any level. It's just an unforgivable thing where we're from, regardless of what you've experienced. And, you know, then I'm thinking, okay, if he did do that, well, number one, I'm thinking what they said, from what I understood, is we had 120 separate lawsuits. So that means there's gonna, like every single day,
It's a lot.
for at least 120 different days, there's gonna be a different lawsuit with different people.
Forever.
And I'm gonna be like, yo, this shit is gonna blow my mind. And they're gonna drag this shit out.
And think about how many other celebrities are involved in all those 120 that they got right now. Think about how many other people are involved in all these parties and been passed around and all that weird shit they be doing right here. So yeah, we about to see the downfall of a lot of people right here. You know, I feel like there's a lot more heads that's gonna be on the chopping block. And it's crazy that all this comes at a time when music ain't selling though, right? When hip hop ain't making money like it used to, right? We seen hip hop go up and peaked, and then we seen the decline of CDs, and we seen shit just kind of go into where it's going now, where music ain't really making money like it was no more, right? So, not to say that it's a dying industry by no means, but I mean, you know, rappers and entertainers like this, if they can't carry their weight, I mean, they're useless to these to the machines that run these industries and the people that control these machines of the industry right here. And you know, it's gonna be crazy to see all these names come out. We're gonna see Justin Bieber. We're gonna hear about all this shit right here, right? All these young kids, and hey, this shit's ugly now, but there's so much more to come out, and I think this is a precursor right here. This Dame Dash interview with him talking about Jay-Z like this, big precursor.
And then they're saying they're going to release names, and now I need to really know these names. But then I'm thinking, all right, let's say this shit is true. Number one, it's beyond pause. It's like demon pause.
Demon pause.
Which is when you see demon pause, you don't even play with that person no more. It's like, what do you do? And I'm like, if that is the case, that's pure evil. That's
Pure evil.
like devil worship.
Devil worship.
And people have been putting him on a platform for 30 years straight.
He talking about Diddy.
And some people knew, but I guess the general public did not.
Some people knew, but the general public did not. Some people knew, but the general population did not. Well, the general population about to find out right now. All this is coming. Shout out to the chat. Good morning, Quincy. Good morning, Gold Digger. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning to the chat. Yeah, let me see what y'all talking about in here. Did you see the video of Ali Carter talking about Denzel? No, I ain't see this. No, and I got them emails. I appreciate you shooting them emails to me. She said, why did Russell Simmons flee the country? I thought he was going to get charged with sexual assault. Personally, that's what my understanding, and that he fled to Bali. He'd been out there in Bali for quite a while, but I think he just got served, right? Didn't he just get served with some papers, and now he still got to go in front of the authorities still? I mean, all these Russell Simmons, you know, that's who Pimp C was going at back in the day too, though, because they always said he was gay. And you can kind of look at Russell and just tell, you know what I mean? He got a little sugar in the tank, though.
So does that mean that everybody that went to his party and that celebrated him, if that's true, does that mean they were celebrating evil?
Yeah, it do. Hands down.
Is that a form of, like, you know, unconscious devil worship?
It is. Facts.
And what was really disturbing to me about that was that they said that the pattern was they put stuff in people's drinks and then they would pass out and wake up sore. And number one, I'm like, wow, how many times have I been in an environment where someone tried to pass me a drink and I didn't take it?
They was trying to get you, Dane.
Now I'm like, who was trying to line me up?
Yeah, they was trying to get you.
And I think, that it's justified and warranted to reflect, because I was around these people and I didn't know they played those games.
Bullshit.
And
Bullshit.
It's another level of gangster.
That it is.
So again, I ain't got no problem with people
Another
being
level
gay.
of gangster.
But if you're pretending you're gay and you're a gangster, that's gay gangster. And you could get robbed of your money, but you also could get robbed of your manhood. And that's a whole nother level of disrespect.
Hey, that's a whole nother level right there. The gay gangster right there. Not only gonna hit you for your pockets, your chain, your watch, all that shit right there. He gonna strip you of your manhood. That shit's crazy right there. The gay gangster on a demonic level.
And you know, I'm thinking, I'm like, so I'm remembering when I was on Drink Champs. And then again, I have to think this, so Nori, don't think I'm beefing with you, but I just have to reflect. And I was on Drink Champs, and Nori was so adamant about me drinking Ciroc.
No, I can't do that no more.
That was yours, man.
It's over, because...
No,
not the interview. Come on, Dane.
How about this? We'll finish it with a shot of some...
Can you show Elliot Wilson for me? Well, let's take a shot of vodka.
If we done?
Let's take a shot of vodka, Dane.
Are we done, though?
Dang,
Vodka,
young as shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's needed,
I'll
but
do another one.
You gotta do a shot of vodka. Come on,
At the
please.
end, we're not done.
I fucked with you the whole night. You
Finished
haven't
it.
won.
I said when we finish, we're not done.
Yo, Tito, help me. Come on. I'm with you. I'm in with you. Can you pour me a shot too, Dane?
But why you gotta put the ice in the shot?
Because you gotta be sophisticated.
All right, you gotta have ice cubes. I don't know. You gotta have do a shot with ice cubes.
Yes, you gotta do a fucking shot with ice cubes.
Big shout out to
This
Puff,
is good
man.
shit. Oh, no, that's good. That's good. I'm sorry. All right, and you gonna take a shot? You gonna take a shot, Ciroc?
Go ahead, pour it.
Oh, you want me to pour you? He's a gangster. When a nigga tell you he want him to pour you a shot, that's some
I
gangster.
just poured yours, right?
Alright, well, we even. Look. You gonna take mine? Oh, look at that. I mean, that's good. Eye to eye. I told you.
What do you mean? Why do you think it's not?
I don't know why I keep doing this show. It's not proper. I don't know this. I went to Runyon Canyon today, and I was like, why did I do this? Like, what did I accomplish?
Can I take the ice cubes out? I don't know. I never took a shot with ice
Nah,
cubes.
but you're in my world now. That's
All right.
not gangster. You got to do the whole thing.
Because what's crazy to me
What the fuck was in the drink
is
though?
if his hustle is putting stuff in people's drink, he made a liquor.
That he did.
I mean, that's the illest shit in the world. That everybody was partying and you don't know what was in that drink.
What was in that drink?
And if he was undercover gay, because I didn't know it, and obviously if he was knocking men out and they were waking up violated, he's making
Violated.
somebody gay that doesn't want to be gay.
Raping them.
So I'm like, what was in them drinks? And then I'm starting to think like, damn, when did hip hop start to lose its masculinity? When did dudes, and again, no disrespect to nobody, but like tough niggas started wearing dresses and
And they
pocketbooks.
did. And they
Like-
did.
like-
Painting their nails.
Maybe that could be the reason. And I'm just thinking it through. Like maybe that could be the reason why hip hop took a turn for the feminine, because that shit, the homie was really putting shit in people's drinks and he's making the liquor.
It's a cold motherfucker right there.
And again, I don't know, and I'm not even saying it to be funny, but they saying, homie was putting shit in motherfuckers' baby oil. So how could you trust that person to serve you drinks at such a big scale? So I'm remembering Nori so adamant about me taking a shot of Ciroc, and I'm like, nah. And I brought my own, and now y'all can understand why I always want to make my own. So I brought my own liquor. You know what I'm saying? I was taking shots of my own. And then what happened, I made him take shots of Ciroc. And then he ended up getting too drunk. Talking about take your shirt off and all this type shit. It's on tape.
The fuck?
So it ain't, like, you just naturally start to think of things. And then I was thinking,
They was trying to get Dame.
there was this one time that when my daughter was 16, Jay had a show. And my daughter wanted to go. So I'm like, yo, I'm not going to deprive my daughter. So, I hollered at Jay, sent the kite, and told him I wanted to go to a show with my daughter. And they accommodated me to the fullest. People were really surprised to see me there, took pictures with everybody. But, and again, Emery's my brother, so I would hate to think that he was fucking around like that, pause. But he kept asking me somebody, that was the first time I had tasted that Douce. And I got ridiculously drunk to the extent, and my daughter and I were talking about this the other day, that I was like, yo, I don't get this drunk. Why am I so drunk? And I ended up, wrestling with Kevin Hart. Paul nigga got me in a chicken wing. And I remember Vaughn taping that shit. And I'm like, yo, why you taping, Vaughn?
He had some shit in that drink.
So I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, because homie makes drinks too. And again, just if this is true, these are the things that I'm like just reflecting on.
They almost had him.
And if I wouldn't have played everything completely by the book, complete honor, then I could have been compromised. And what would have happened if I ever woke up feeling some kind of way? Compromised. What would I have done?
What would you have done, Dame?
And then I start thinking, I'm like, yo, homie's really a gangster, because that whole time, like after the first,
Said we can't call him no gangster, right? We gotta call him a gangster, right? That's what we call him right there. That shit crazy. Ain't even a gay gangster, just straight up gangster, super gangster right there, just victimizing motherfuckers. That's crazy. Imagine what Dame, they was trying to get Dame too, from the sounds of it right there. That would have changed Dame's life as he knew it right there, the trajectory right there. God damn. Always wondered about Prince's death as well, ruled overdose. They knocked Prince off. Yeah, same thing with Michael Jackson too. They all got knocked off in my opinion. But his Vicodin was laced with fentanyl. Investigations never figured out how his medication was laced. Yeah, that shit ain't. Yeah, they did that shit. They knocked off all these people right here, especially. I mean, we go down a rabbit hole going on Prince right there. That's definitely for another date and time right there, right? They need to reopen all of them. Yeah, it's a whole lot of shit going on. They just might though. You see what they doing with Tupac shit, right? They got the private investigators on Tupac shit.
Cassie case came out, and he was just out smoking a joint, dancing, like literally to the day he went to jail. He was out in the park, like you would have never thought a person had all those problems. Like I couldn't have handled that. So what it led me to believe is like, yo, things could be going a whole nother way over there. You'd never know.
Never know.
And then I'm like, how does he keep everybody so quiet? Because nobody's saying nothing. Whoever was down is keeping it real. Like, y'all could keep a secret because I don't know who's what. And I'm like, well, I guess if you got something on somebody, then they won't say nothing.
There you go. True story.
So for me, just hearing the depth of that and the fact that they're putting, you know, homie in it,
Jay-Z.
I'm like, again, if let's say all this time you thought somebody was the truth and that they were perfect and you fought for them and you argued for them,
come to find out,
and you celebrated them almost sometimes to the degree of worship, and then all of a sudden you find out that everything you thought they was a lie, and that you've been promoting a lie, and that you've been promoting evil.
What?
Even down to, let's say, not this situation, like a conspiracy theory that you really believe in your heart is real, but it turns out to be the purest form of evil. Does that mean you were unconsciously celebrating the devil? That you were the one that was spreading and fighting for the word of evil? And if that does become the case, will you have the accountability to say, yo, I was bugging? And the people that you saw that were fighting for the right reasons to protect you, will you even acknowledge or have any accountability for that?
Damn, Dame just took us to church on that one right there. That right there is a deep question right there. That's deep. I don't see none of these entertainers having the accountability for that though. You know what I mean? I think they all think that life just ends, right? That if they get away with it in this lifetime, you know what I mean? Or until they get away with it, you know, life is just life and there's nothing that comes after this right here, right? Life just ends when you die. It just ends, right? But scientifically, we all know that shit is inaccurate. We know that the spirit is encased in the body and the body dies, and the spirit, the energy of a person, it just goes somewhere else. It moves so fast you can't. So it's like air in the air, right? So there is definitely something. Your spirit goes somewhere, right? Does it return to God, or does it get judged, or what happens to it right there? I wonder.
You thought somebody was the truth and that they were perfect, and you fought for them and you argued for them and you celebrated them almost sometimes to the degree of worship. And then all of a sudden you find out that everything you thought they was a lie, and that you've been promoting a lie, and that you've been promoting evil. Even down to, let's say, not this situation, like a conspiracy theory that you really believe in your heart is real, but it turns out to be the purest form of evil. Does that mean you were unconsciously celebrating the devil?
Crazy.
That you were the one that was spreading and fighting for the word of evil? And if that does become the case, will you have the accountability to say, yo, I was bugging? And the people that you saw that were fighting for the right reasons to protect you, will you even acknowledge or have any accountability for that? And what this situation has done is it's really made me celebrate my life and appreciate my problems.
Ain't that some shit? That's deep.
So,
right that's hella deep. Shout out to the chat. Kip in the building. All right, Quincy, I appreciate you coming through real quick. I appreciate you. Yeah, have a good rest of your day right there. But yeah, this is deep. This interview right here with Dame Dash is
Every
deep.
time
That's some real shit though. You got
for the right
be appreciative
reasons
of
to
every
protect
day.
you, will you even acknowledge or have any accountability for that? And what this situation has done is it's really made me celebrate my life and appreciate my problems.
Appreciate your problems. Wow.
So in my mind, every day I'm waking up, like we went to the supermarket just now. I was like, yo, this is fly. I could just go to the supermarket with my son and my girl and Tia, and I get to wake up. Like yesterday, last night, we went to see London. A star is a chef out here, and our son plays football. And we went to go see him play at a high school. And I've been to the Super Bowl a couple of times and took jets and did that whole thing. And you could ask Rocky, I hate that shit because it's just such a hassle. I had more fun just going to see someone that I know play football with my family, with no headache, no security. Way more fun. It was easy to get drinks, stuff to eat. Then each and every time I went to the Super Bowl.
Ain't that some shit?
It's really made me appreciate the choices that I made. Like the fact that I didn't have to see things get so dark to know things were wrong. What's up, buddy? You just gotta do that, huh? Thank you. Exactly. Like the fact that my son could just walk up, it's a dream to me to just be able to raise a child. Can you let Daddy finish this, please? Can you? Let's go. Let's go. Daddy's working right now. Can you go over there? Come on, Mom. Thank you. This weekend, I was able to broadcast my first pay-per-view fight on American Noon. And I'm a fight fan. So that in itself was a big deal for me. But being able to actually ref the fight that Shane Mosley was fighting in, meet his father, the people I've been watching most of my life fight. And, he's a legend. Being able to ref, being able to commentate, I got to commentate all on my own network. And my thing was always like, yeah, they look like they're ahead of the game. And it appears that way, but I just never thought that.
Hold up. I know there's another piece up in here.
And being able to watch your child to me is important because having money or being famous, it's just, I'm like, oh, I get it now. Everybody was gay.
There we go.
And until further notice, and you got to think about something, like I and my crew, we started Pause. So to me, I'm like, damn, Pause might have really saved my life, or at least made it where people understood my boundaries. And that was the reason why we made up Pause. So you knew that there wasn't me having no double meanings, none of that playing. Pause. Now, if I'm saying pause and everyone's laughing, but you really are kind of upset because undercover you may be gay, you probably hate me. So now it all makes sense to me. And because nobody's saying anything until further notice, to me, everybody that acted a certain way,
they gay.
And I'm trying to figure out why.
They gay.
And I might have been like, yo, it's bitchy, or y'all acting like men with vaginas.
They gay.
To me, until that's kind of made clear, and I'm not mad, it's just, I'm like, oh, I get it now. Everybody was gay.
Everybody was and is still gay. They still gay.
Like I reflect on people being mad. Like, well, how come Steve Stout keeps being worried about me being around other girls? Like, why is that such a big deal to him? And I don't even want to say his name no more because he's a clown. And as you see, when I addressed what he said, silence, radio silence. Yeah. You got another question?
All right.
And again, I want to make sure people understand. I ain't got nothing against anyone being gay. But if you are gay and you're telling people you're not, I don't think that's fair. Or if you're going to put stuff in somebody's drink and then that you want them to wake up gay, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
And if there's anything happening with any children, that's just abominable. That's just deepest, darkest devil bullshit. And there's no coming back from that.
Never.
So,
ever.
given your experiences in the music industry, do you think this kind of behavior has been like an open secret, or are these revelations just as shocking to you as the public?
Good question.
So, an open secret is like an oxymoron. I think for whoever is a part of these parties or whoever is like secretly gay, pause, I think that probably was common amongst whoever knew the secret, or even the parties or whatever else is going on. But for people that aren't down or who aren't a part of this program, who aren't in this club, yeah, I did not, like, I would, again, like, when you're in the same industry, you know, people tend to sometimes have a lot of the same women in common. And women will, like, if a girl's messing with a dude and then they mess with someone they know that's a dude and that guy treated them wrong or there was some crazy shit, pillow talk, they tell you everything. And there would be a lot of times, and I'm not going to say no names of who people were, that I would hear things, but I would like stop it. I would shut it down because I don't want to talk about no other man. So I'd be like, I don't want to hear that. Or I'd be like, that shit just can't be true, and I would dismiss it as they might be mad at that person. So you hear things,
but now you come to find out they true.
I am shocked. And the reason why is because no one is saying anything that's being accused of certain things. No one's dismissing anything. And I just know that, like, if the only reason why you're not telling the truth is because your press and your publicist is telling you how to answer, then that means you have something to hide. You know? So to me, I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers.
I don't know what's up with Dame's audio right there. His audio just got an echo on this shit right here. He really working from inside the crib right here. He got to fix that.
Fucking with me for years. And I, with that person, I have to tend to think that either they're down with them or they're protecting them. And I'm just curious to see, like, even with these allegations, how supportive people are going to be, who's going to be the ones that are still rioting and arguing, and then there'll be more things that will reveal themselves from this.
Ain't nobody coming out for the defense though.
To the question is,
ain't nobody
right now,
ain't
based on these accusations.
Ain't nobody came to no Diddy's defense though, right? We still ain't. Any of y'all chat, y'all tell me, have you seen anybody come to Diddy's defense though like this? I mean, there really is other than his own kids, right? I ain't seen nobody come to defense for Diddy. There's no people marching. There's no people in front of the courts with free Diddy. There's no T-shirt campaign. There's nobody. All these industry, all they doing though is they're being quiet. They're making sure they're not associated with Diddy. They're paying off the people who are involved in this shit on the behind the closed doors. You know, they're making sure that their names do not get to the public, though. They're making sure. So Jay-Z's next, though, because, you know, ain't no way, you know what I mean? Look, this is all you got to do is type in Jay-Z news on Google. This is the first type of shit you start seeing. This is the snowball effect, though. When they start getting shit like this, when, you know what I mean? Diddy Rico case explained, look, accusations, Jay-Z, look, I mean, like, it goes on, and these are new as of like 7 hours ago, right? As the world moves right now, right? As the world moves right now, this is snowballing, though. This is snowballing right there. Foxy Brown addresses rumors. And we know Jay-Z dated her when she was underage right there. So, I mean, there's definitely... And now here's Dame Dash, right? Here's Dame Dash coming out. And he's speaking on all this right here. Shout out to Dame for keeping it 100. I know he's got the monetary gain right here to come to his new network. Because, you know, this is his new channel right here. But, you know... He knows, though. You know, the industry been knowing this shit right here. It ain't no, but when Jay-Z and Beyonce go down, it's going to be ugly. it's gonna be ugly when Jay-Z and Beyonce go down.
Anything is possible. You know, all I know is I knew to get away. You know, if you notice, you'd be like, why would you want to show your interest in reasonable doubt? Because there's too many gray areas over there.
Too
I don't
many.
want to have to talk to them about nothing at all.
Ever.
I want to be out. And you could ask people, like, yo, why don't you keep it? I'd be like, yo, it's just so much mystery on the dark things over there. And if I say anything, everyone's going to always say I'm hating, but like, I just feel like if people use logic, they could protect their soul.
Protect their soul if they use logic and
Because
say,
obviously what you don't understand is
Protect
somebody
your
evil
soul.
and you unconsciously think that they're not, and you promote it, you may get the buckshot of that karma. So, you know, when you start to support people, you got to really do the research, because you don't want to look stupid 30 years later. You know?
So how do you feel the whole scandal is going to impact the legacy of Bad Boy Records and Diddy's influence on the industry?
So, I mean, like, this is like the biggest scandal, like, of the century.
and it is.
So I think like Bad Boy will be remembered, but I don't think it'll be celebrated the same way.
At all. At all.
Especially, you know, the stuff with, if that any of that's true with the kids,
With the kids.
you
Justin
know, I
Bieber.
think he'll be used in this whole situation because it seems like it's going to tear down a lot of industries.
Tear him
I
down.
just think it's going to be used as an example of
Tear
like, you
down
think you're getting away with
industries.
certain things just because you get away with it for 10 or even 20 years. It doesn't mean that, you know, that you'll never be held accountable, and is it worth it? So it'll definitely have a different impact on everything that he's ever done, and if he could still be celebrated. What I worry about again is if any of the things are true about Homeboy, how will
Jay-Z.
that impact or affect the legacy of Rockefeller?
Right?
And, you know, what I'm hoping is, I think, because my story and me being so,
Hold up real quick. That's a deep question right there, because we know Rockefeller, right? You know, I mean, damn, Rockefeller done birthed Freeway, you know, there's so many classics, right, that came out in that era when Rockefeller was really, really popping. And now, if we already see Diddy shit, Bad Boy, that shit disgraces the motherfucking music, right? Now, when the shit come out about Jay-Z, right? Think about that. Not only Jay-Z, Beyonce's catalog, all that shit just disgraces that shit. It disgraces it. All that. But Dame Dash, though, his legacy is going to go down. He's going to go down as a real one. We done watched Dame Dash over decades, all right? Decades we've been watching Dame Dash. And he been the same person consistently, though. And as you see, he stays relevant. He stays recreating. You know what I mean? He's the true definition of resilience when it comes to this industry right here. You know what I mean? Even with health issues right here, he's still here.
any of the things are true about Homeboy, how will that impact or affect the legacy of Rockefeller? And, you know, what I'm hoping is, I think, because my story and me being so adamant about not working with certain people for certain reasons, and people celebrating me looking as if I'm struggling and not doing as well as my other peers, the fact that everyone can see that because you can stand on your deen, never compromise, never look the other way. Sometimes it's better to take the slower course,
Facts.
because even though, you know, those 10 to 20 years could look like the best years, the next 30 could be the worst.
True story. That's life. Real
So
shit.
bad that it's just not worth it. You'd rather erase all the good stuff that was fun just to enjoy the simple things,
Simple things, huh?
you know? So yeah, that's why these things, people have to sort of step up and say something, because people are questioning people's legacies,
Questioning their legacy.
you know? But I'm fighting for mine. And I believe that like my legacy, it's just started. Like, my legacy is not Rockefeller. That's a chapter in my book.
Chapter. Facts.
But the things that I'm doing to showcase empowering our culture and having a network. But it's not about having a network. It's going to be about what I'm doing on the network. If I'm moving the needle.
Yeah, for sure. But let me read this real quick. I get where he's coming from on that. Be careful what you're connected to, right? Agreements, vows that are dark or have negative influence. You don't want to be bound to that agreement. Now, damn, Gold Digger, that's a very strong and deep statement right there. In the kicker with that one is, though, you know, when it comes to the music and the entertainment, though, you know, those are chants, though, right? When we listen to music over and over again, even though, you know, like that music is one of the most used instruments right there that can bound somebody to something, right? They bound you to an agreement of an ideal of a rapper or an ideal of who that person really is, though. You know what I mean? So, you know, you have to be vibrating on a very high level of consciousness right here to be on top of this type of shit right here, to be careful about the agreements and the influence that you have in your life and which way it's directing you. You know, is it directing you left or right? But you on point for sure with that.
To make us smarter, to make us better. Like in this moment, the whole industry has to be re-engineered, because obviously the people that were guarding the gatekeepers, like people say, they were morally compromised and they were only doing what was in the best interest of them and whatever dark shit they were doing.
Yeah, he just said a whole mouthful right there. Damn. This interview right here is probably Dame's best interview this year, though. Hands down. Hands down.
But the things that I'm doing to showcase, obviously the people that were guarding the gatekeepers, like people say, they were morally compromised and they were only doing...
Morally compromised. That's a hell of a fucking way to label the gatekeepers of the music industry, right? And this shit has been going on for a long time, though. I don't really foresee it to stop neither. I mean, even though the walls done been broken down because, you know, there's, you know, the internet and all that shit right there, you're still left with these big corporations that have all this money invested into who's on the radio, who goes on tour, who's the hottest artist right now. Those are still always going to be there, and their moral fabric is definitely compromised by all means. And like Jenny says right here, yeah, gangster rap is probably the influence of that right there is influence, and it still does, though. You know what I mean? And that's why you got to be conscious about what you're listening to, what you're taking in. You know what I mean? All this shit is morally corrupt, though. You know what I mean? But we just too unaware to really even tap into it, though. We like the beat, we like the lyrics to a degree, right? But be serial killer music, though. In reality, right? Ray J in a roundabout way saying for Young Miami, yeah, they all about to get avalanche about to roll on them. Young Miami, I ain't heard nothing. She been quiet. We ain't heard nothing, and we know she got a big hand in this. Man, when all of this shit, when this shit comes out, I mean, it's gonna come out here the next few weeks, right? Few weeks, months. I mean, they probably dragged this out, but I mean, the name list right now, they already said that there's celebrities paying off people on the list already right now just so they don't bring it to the public. So, you know, you would think there'd be some kind of disclosure to the public no matter what, though, right? That the names of these people and everything, because we want to know who the fuck it is, right? But they be the people that we worship as celebrities. Like Dame said, it'd be the people that, once again, you be worshiping. You think they're this type of way, right? You think they're this person. Whole time, they a whole nother fucking person, though. And you only know what they're showing you on the camera. They only showing you the best side, and they're narrating the whole narrative of the story when they get on the camera and how you perceive who they are. And they've been doing that forever, and that's the entertainment industry. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to entertain you.
It was in the best interest of them and whatever dark shit they were doing.
The
good people, the real talented people. Like, I know real businessmen. I know real artists. I know how much you have to sell, how much work it takes to make and generate a certain kind of a volume of money. And I'm seeing people generate volumes of money that just aren't talented at what they're supposedly making money for.
And why is that?
And that's only happening because they're cheating.
Right, they cheating.
And I just refuse to be a part of a cheating team on any level.
They cheating. They got the money behind them. They control the motherfucking gate. They the motherfuckers behind that gate right there. They're the ones that control this shit. It's like the Wizard of Oz. As they pull back the curtains, there's a whole nother fucking show going on back there.
Because there's always going to be some degree of recourse Might not be this year, but you know, it could be 10 years later.
So how are you navigating your relationships with other celebrities, other people of influence, until the full extent of the allegations are revealed?
The books are closed. They've been closed. And I'm working with my family. And, you know, I really have to, I mean, the thing is, I sort of tightened up my circle a long time ago. And, you know, I made a conscious decision not to work with people based on their celebrity, but really based on their talent and how good of a person that they are. And I haven't really tried so much to leverage someone else's celebrity in a while. It's been either we're going to make ourselves celebrities based on what we're doing and we're going to do it our way. And I think, like, I've been prepared, not for this moment, I've been prepared to be able to maneuver whether or not this is, like, these things have gotten exposed. Like, I was trying to prepare, like, yo, it didn't seem like anything was going to change and people were going to be celebrated regardless of what bad things they did and who they robbed. And that they were always going to try to block me.
Talking about Jay-Z.
So I've always had to create a business model that navigated through these murky waters.
Oh, that's right.
And now these waters may not be so murky, and it might make things a little easier for me, but I'm prepared. So I have my own network. This is why I make my own liquor. This is why we have our own education. I don't trust anything that anyone's given me that I don't know. Pause. Period. And people have.
That's a good motto to live by 2025 coming in here, right here. Because, you know, nowadays we got to question everything. You got to question your government. You got to question all the people around you. You got to question the world at large, right? You got to question that shit. You got to question it. You got to question it. You'd be a fool not to question it.
Dark agendas, like, to a movie level. Like, I can't believe that I'm so close to this conspiracy and these things, these dark things.
Dark things.
That are going on, that the people that I'm actually up against, that you know, I have personal problems with that are affecting my life daily are the same people that are on television.
Right? That's crazy.
For this. And that I have to really figure this out, that when they talk about conspiracy, they talking about my girl.
Aaliyah.
Or when they talk about stealing from somebody or robbing somebody out of a business in a very foul conspiracy kind of a way.
Jay.
I'm one of those people that they're talking about. You know? And I have to figure this thing out. Pause for myself, like, yo, I did not realize that they were so gangster with it, if this shit is true. But like I said, I'm not even gonna call it gay gang. I'm gonna call it pause gangster. The pause gangster is crazy.
Pause gangster is crazy.
And I'm just like I'm almost thankful to Jay for not even trying to tell me to be a part of any of this funny circle if these things are true. Like, I gotta say thank you to him for sparing me this dark shit that's going on. Because, again, I don't care what's happened in the last 30 years or who's up or whatever. All I know is about now and what the future looks like. And my now is great and my future looks beautiful because I walked away from certain things just because morally I thought they were wrong.
Damn. Morally, he knew that shit was wrong, and he hit that curve in the road with Jay right there. Jay go this way, Dame go this way, and that spared Dame by Dame going this way when Jay-Z took this path right here and didn't care about the morale and shit right there. Now, it really don't matter though, right? I mean, Jay could have had the best past, been the best rapper, had all that power. Now, today, in the present, right now, though, whenever that shit do come out right there and roll him up like it did Diddy, none of that shit even matter no more because all you got is today and the now, right? You know what I mean? You can't turn back the hands of time, right? All you got is now. And Dame said his right now, his forever right now is great. He's got his play. He got himself. He's the definition of longevity, though. If longevity was a person, it'd be Dame Dash right here.
as I got older, 'cause that's another thing that's bugging me out, is the things I'm hearing about kind of happened in the later part of their lives. And I'm like, yo, it's like at a certain point you realize certain things are wrong, especially when you start to have children. You know you don't want to do something to somebody that you don't want done to your kids. And that karmically, your kids will probably be the ones, if you love your kids, you know, that's the only way that you could be hurt.
Karmically.
So, you know, these are really like, I never thought I would see these times. I never thought these conspiracies would ever come to light or even be real. But now I'm questioning everything.
I know that's right.
So the answer to that question is the books are closed. The circle gotta stay tight. Boy.
Gotta pause.
And I'm glad I made the decisions I made. Again, I compare my problems with other people's. And when I wake up in the morning and I go through the things that I have problems with, and then I look at the other people that have problems, I'm like, shit, I'd rather have my problems any day. And these problems I could make go away with bread, and not even a lot of bread. And I have a future, and I have a family, and I'm healthy.
All right.
The lesson of the day today for business is your health is more important than your business.
Talk that shit.
And unfortunately, this summer, I lost a cousin that was younger than me. My cousin shot, and he caught a heart attack. And also other people in my family have caught strokes that are very strong.
You're right about that though. You gotta have that health. Without that health, we all know that though. A lot of you young cats though, the young cats that be tuned in, I sure hope you get on top of your health while you can, because I know it's easy when you think you're young and you can keep doing it. All that shit catches up with you in your future though if you don't take care of yourself.
Way, but it's actually really good. It made me feel a lot better. But you know, when I look at my girl and my kids,
I think this right here where I'm gonna conclude it though. I think he done said everything that he needed to say though. You know what I mean? Y'all can see the name on there if y'all want to peep it out. Y'all can go check out the whole thing. And you know, I think it's a pretty good interview right there. And I think we got a lot more to come. Right? We got a lot more to come as Diddy's case progresses. I think there's gonna be a lot more revealed to the general public in large though. Right? About who's really been involved with Diddy and all the shit that Diddy's been having go on right there. But chat, y'all let me know. And I think for Jenny and Golden, I'm gonna make y'all moderators though. Y'all be in here every time. I appreciate y'all always being up in here. I'm gonna make y'all some moderators though. I gotta figure out how to do that shit because I ain't never made a moderator in my chat yet, and it don't show me. But I'm gonna figure that shit out. I'm gonna put y'all as moderators next time, and then I'll just have y'all moderate the chat while we up in here right here, because I appreciate y'all rocking with me on this good long episode right here. But yeah, I think there's a lot more to come for sure. Think on the once adorned and beautiful angel Lucifer, right, who had a measure of power and influence to take 1/3 of the angels down with them evil influences through people, music, politics, and even this right here is a huge piece of the puzzle right here. And I know I can't play this shit, right? I can't play this shit, but I wonder if it got the lyrics to this shit real quick. Cause you know, this is off that Black album, right? You know, Jay-Z got this, and I gotta pause this shit before he hits me with the copyright shit. But he got a whole song, right, called Lucifer, right? Maybe if I go over here and I'm gonna put in Jay-Z Lucifer lyrics. Let's look at these lyrics that he got right here, because you know, a lot of people don't even take into the fact that there is a fact that we have fallen from the grace of God, though, that you know that being where we're at right now, we are children of the fallen angels down there to a degree. You know what I mean? Ever since Adam and Eve, right? Since went against the word of God. And look, I mean, this is a Kanye beat. This was made with that sample right there. It got that old school sample in the background. And the lyrics say, Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm going to chase you out of earth. I'm from the murder capital where we murder for capital. Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm going to chase you out of the earth. Lord forgive him. He got them dark forces in him, but he also got a righteous cause for sinning. You know, this song right here, right? Lucifer, son of the morning, you know, and you know, it's crazy because the devil in the Bible, right, is labeled, right, the prince of the air. And we've covered this, I mean, quite a few times, right, that the prince of the air, you know what I mean, where his music traveled through, right? And we talk about, you know, we're not against a fleshly battle, right? We're having a spiritual battle against wickedness in high places. Who's in high places, though? Who's the highest of the highest, right? The religion, the politics, you know what I mean? The entertainment. These are the people in the highest places that command the most influence. And, you know, to a business, to an industry, people with influence are definitely profitable. And now we're seeing how disposable they are, though, right? I mean, the music industry, you know what I mean? Definitely this year has probably been one of the worst years for the music industry, as far as money being made off of rappers and the backs of them and so forth right here. But yeah, I'm gonna make y'all moderators, though. You hit it on the head with that one right there. And it'd be interesting to see how this, you know, this continues to be revealed right here, you know? And Jay-Z, I mean, shit, you know, it's kind of hard to duck and dodge it now, though. I mean, he ain't made no statements, but, you know, time shall tell. Maybe all this shit is in vain, but I can't see it. There's too many pieces. It's been too long. You know, we just seen, where is this at right here? I got a Beyonce. What is what was it? What was that event they all went to right here? Look at all how fast the internet works, though, right? Like 11 hours ago, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Diddy. Like, this is snowballing right here. People are really gonna want to know answers. They want to know more. Look, here goes Diddy right here. Black Excellence, a short film on what's better than One Billionaire 2, and this is Jay-Z right here and Diddy right here, right? How could Jay-Z not be involved in some of this Diddy shit? How could he not be? What's better than 1, 2? Come on now. So, I mean, it's just all this shit right here, right? Diddy birthday party. Look, Jay-Z and Diddy going back how far? Look how far they go back. They both, when Dame Dash went this way, Jay and Diddy been going this way right here. You know what I mean? There they are right there. Yeah. Jaguar Wright tells Jay-Z is much a monster as Diddy. Yeah. But I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I'm about to conclude this one right here. I appreciate y'all tapping in and giving some feedback and getting some insight into this right here. You know, I'm going to keep it going as soon as I see something worth speaking on. You know, I'll be back around for the next live. But if y'all do me that one favor, please hit me with that young light. Let me get this thing out in the algorithm. Maybe we can shine some light in some dark areas for some people that need some of that light. You know what I mean? But I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day.